vacay, but that's why there's spring break, right?
Travel agent Jennifer Maselli is here to share some helpful tips before you pack your bags.
Hi, good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, guys.
Okay, so family vacations,
Yes.
spring break.
Yes, it's coming up.
Where do you even start in terms of booking? I mean, I don't have a family, but I can only imagine how difficult it is to figure out a place.
But you have a family.
Okay, that's not fair to say. I don't have kids.
You don't have kids. It's different. Yeah.
Much different.
Yes.
So you have a few tips for us.
I do. So, I mean, finding a place to go is number one. Book now. That's my number one tip. We're really heading into the busy season. A lot of schools are going to get out for spring break here pretty quickly, and hotels are going to book up. Flights are going to sell out. So really get on it now if you haven't started.
Okay.
And also be flexible. That's probably number two. And that goes along with book early, be flexible at this point.
Be flexible, but you can't really be flexible with dates when it's spring break is only a certain time.
You can. I think you've got, if you think about it, you've got a week. Some schools have even an extra day tacked on at the end. So you can kind of be flexible a day or two. You know, keep an eye open for maybe I'll save a little bit of money if I leave on this day versus another day. Also be flexible in terms of what hotel you want to go to, what resort you want to stay at. Don't get married to one thing. Kind of keep an open mind and like, this one might not work, but maybe another one nearby will.
Now it says up here airline accommodations for food allergies.
Absolutely. A lot of parents traveling with kids that have food allergies. I'm one of them. So the best thing to do is don't book your tickets online if you have a kid that needs an accommodation, like you have a food allergy or any other thing. Call in, speak to someone at the airline as you're booking your tickets. Not every airline will help with this, but a lot of them will. And if you let them know ahead of time, they'll make sure that that food isn't on the plane with you. They'll let you board early with your child so that you can get in, you can wipe down your seat, you can wipe down your tray table, and make everything safe for your kid. The important thing is to get on top of it early. Don't wait until you get to the gate, because at that point it's too late.
Got it. It's over. Go ahead.
You also want to have activities for the kids pre-planned?
Oh, 100%. Like that's like the huge thing, right? Have an iPad if you have one. I know we all worry about screen time for kids, but I think on an airplane is not the moment to worry about that. Download some of their favorite TV shows from Netflix so that you can watch them offline, have some games, go to the Target dollar section and get a little activity packet created and tuck it in your carry-on. And then as they're getting antsy on a flight or in a long car ride, just hand them out a little thing every once in a while to kind of renew their interest and keep them busy.
So I have a question, and I have to talk about Campy really quick. A couple of months ago, Campy went to Hawaii, and her brother missed the flight. That's a whole story. We talked about that on Good Day. But I'm curious, for parents with kids, what's like an ideal time to fly somewhere? Morning, evening, midday? We don't want to miss flights.
I think morning's always best for me. I think the later you go in the day. Well, it just does depend on where you're going though. Like if you're going to the Caribbean, fly overnight. I mean, take a red eye, get to your destination the next morning. The kids will sleep overnight. But if you're going somewhere local, I'd say get in there early. The most important thing is get to the airport early. I mean, it doesn't matter what time you book your flight.
Right. Don't miss the flight.
Don't miss your flight, especially if you're going international. Get there very early.
Did you see the
kids?
Did you see the story about Southwest, what they did recently?
I did not.
Their customer service? Okay, yes, it was all the story on Twitter, and this bridesmaid left her dress for the wedding. Oh, no. And Southwest, her friend dropped it off, and they put it on another flight the next day.
Southwest is the best. Yeah, I love Southwest.
That's pretty good customer service.
That is awesome customer service.
Southwest is also great too. Last tip, take advantage of hotel perks.
Absolutely, and specifically when we're thinking about Disney, a lot of families head down to Disneyland at spring break. And if you stay in a Disney hotel, you get a lot of extra things that you don't get if you stay off the property. The biggest one is you get an extra magic morning. So if you stay on a Disney property hotel, every morning that you're there, you get to get into the park an hour early. That is a great thing for families because you get in early, there's no crowds, you run straight to get that fast pass to get you on the busiest ride like Radiator Springs Racer, something like that, where the lines are huge later in the day. If you get in early, get your fast pass, go ride all the rides you can ahead of time, and then you're ahead of the game for the day. Things go much more smoothly. You don't have a 3-hour wait in line at any point in the day, and I think it just makes for a much better vacation.
That's also a lot more expensive.
It is, yes. I could talk at length about Disney tips, but yes.
All right, so you're going to stick around. We have a few more tips a little later.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right,
thanks.
Sounds good.
It's a music celebration centered around the sweet mid-range magic of the guitar.
Yeah, it says a preview.